What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Panthers advice. I had a video ready for tomorrow, but the news dropped that Clowney was released and a couple other things we're going to touch on. Now, if you're asking why am I using this thumbnail, because this is a thumbnail I made after the Bengals game. Now, when the Bengals game happened, I was like, okay, Clowney's struggling, but so is everybody else. Is he going to get released after the season? Probably not. Is he going to get traded? I definitely think there was a possibility because I felt like the Panthers were going to start to rebuild the defense and start to go younger. Now, with that being said, I can't act like I knew this was going to happen, right? Because I made this video after the Bengals game, and really nobody was talking about Clowney because the offense was so bad. But let's not forget, okay? Because when the Panthers signed Clowney, I also made this video. Okay, and he was a machine with the Ravens. Let's not get it twisted now. Clowney had, 9-10 sacks the year before he came to the Panthers? Now, the Ravens' front seven was stacked, but he looked like a completely different player. So I made that video when he came. Then I did a film study talking about him, Josie Jewell, and DJ Wanham. Well, DJ Wanham, I mean, you got what you got, right? Josie Jewell, I don't know, man. So I can't sit here and act like, this whole time I've been saying, where's Clowney? Because the truth is, I haven't until, we started the season. I'm like, okay, this isn't going to work. But obviously, we've got more to talk about than just this, right? Because we got to talk about what's next, right? What does the future hold for the Panthers? And did I see this coming? And as you look at the game log for Clowney right here, I'll say this. I'm impressed. He only missed 3 games, okay? But something I did notice towards the latter half of the season is that, to me, he played with more effort. It's like, once the team started to win more, Clowney was like, okay. And the thing is, if you take a look right here, from week 9 to week 14, so again, the latter half of the season is when he had 4.5 of his 5.5 sacks, right? Week 9, week 10, week 13 to week 14. And I thought he played good against the Chiefs. Did he have a sack? Yeah, he had the sack there too. Dallas, they actually played good, but Rico ran all over us. Obviously, Arizona game, he created a lot of pressure. So like I said, he played good the second half of the season. But even with that being said, it just felt like the Panthers weren't going to keep him, right? So let's get into the article real quick because we had to talk about the Panthers cutting Clowney. Unfortunately, Colin Granger, the basketball player, isn't going to be the next Greg Olsen, which, I kind of saw coming based on the film, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. And then running back Jonathan Brooks put on the PUP list. Let's dive into all this, man. But before we get into that, we got to talk about this right here. So with Brooks out for this season, this is our running back crew. And I got to say, I'm kind of happy they signed Trevor Etienne to a point. Now, I'm not saying we couldn't have taken a DB, whether corner or safety there, but if Dave is going to be as run heavy as he wants to be, or I think he will be, I'm kind of glad we have Trevor Etienne because I feel like Rico and Chuba, I mean, am I crazy for saying they're kind of the same back? I think Chuba's just a little bit more of an overall complete back, but you get Trevor Etienne, somebody with a little bit more speed, home run threat, wear the defense out in the second half. You bring Trevor in, let him hit a hole. Woo! That man is gone. All right. Colin Granger, does that really change up our tight ends? Not really. Top 3 tight ends are Tremble, Sanders, Mitchell Evans, the rookie out of Notre Dame. All right. So it didn't really change too much. But with Brooks being out for the year on the PUP list, it looks like Trevor is not a bad pick. Let's keep it going. So as we jump into the article, it says right here, the Carolina Panthers are moving on from 3-time Pro Bowler edge rusher Jadeveon Clowney after just 1 season, the team announced Thursday. It was one of several moves announced by the Panthers before the start of their rookie minicamp this Friday. Tomorrow, I cannot wait for that. Get a first kind of glimpse of Etienne, Evans, Lathan, and Mr. McMillan himself, right? But Carolina also placed running back Jonathan Brooks, a 2nd-round pick in 2024, on the physically unable to perform list as he recovers from his 2nd ACL injury to his right knee in 13 months. He will miss the entire 2025 season. So as you can see, man, Brooks, he's out for the season. I think that's good for him and for the Panthers, right? It gives him a full year to recover and then a full offseason too. So when he does come back, it's like if it happens again, it's GG's, right? Like it's just not meant to be. Take care of your body, right? I mean, seems like a talented guy. You got to move on from this journey, right? Move on to something else. unless you want to keep playing. But he gets a whole offseason to recover, a whole NFL season to recover. It'll be enough time to kind of evaluate where does Brooks go from here. And the Panthers getting Etienne is kind of like it's a safety net. I mean, worst case, you got Etienne, you got Brooks, you got Chuba. That's not the worst thing in the world because Etienne's on a rookie contract. So let's keep it going. And it also goes on to say right here, the team had shopped Clowney, a native of nearby Rock Hill, South Carolina, ahead of the NFL draft. A source had told ESPN last month. So they were trying to shop Clowney. Teams were like, nah, we're not taking him. And you got to look right here, too. Clowney was due to count $13.7 million against the cap in 2025, the second year of a 2-year, $20 million deal. Clowney's 32. Goes on to say this as well. His release had as much to do with Carolina wanting to get free agent acquisition, Pat Jones, as well as Nick and Princely on the field as it did about money. To wrap up the Clowney stuff, Clowney only had 5.5 sacks last season with the Panthers after having 9.5 the previous season with the Baltimore Ravens, who had a loaded defense. All right. And then we go to Colin Granger right out of Coastal Carolina. Carolina waives him after he suffered a hamstring injury during off-season workouts. He's probably like, okay, I'm good. Veteran tight end Jordan Matthews was another player released. I would assume probably practice squad unless another team picks him up, to be honest with you. And as we wrap this article up, it says, before cutting Clowney, the Panthers had 6 edge rushers on their roster with Clowney and Wanham, the returning starters. They signed Patrick Jones. They also have DJ Wanham. And this is what we're going to talk about right here. So let's look at the edge rushers real quick. Outside linebacker, you got DJ, you got Princely, you got Barno, you got Thomas and Kuhn. All right? Left outside, Patrick Jones, Nick Scorton, DJ Johnson. So, what do we see right here? Well, both of these guys are from Minnesota the last 2 years, right? Both of these guys are rookies, Nick and Princely. Then what? DJ and Barno. And guess who we're going to talk about today? You guessed it, DJ and Barno. Now, let's look at DJ. Last 2 years, we got half a sack. Now, DJ Johnson, 6'4", 260. Stupid athletic, right? Stupid athletic. And look at his 40 time right here. What was he? 6'4", 250, it said? Hang on. 6'4", 260, give or take, right? And he's running a what? 260 running a 4.55. And so I went to go look at his highlight tape from Oregon. And here's the thing with DJ. He only played, I think, a year, maybe 2 on the defensive side of the football. He was originally a tight end. And I watched his highlight tape, as you're going to see, nothing wowed me. And DJ's my guy out of Oregon, but I'm watching this. I'm like, I hate to say it, I'm just not that impressed watching his highlight tape. You know? Like right there, I guess he kind of blows up the run a little bit, but you know, he comes off a stunt there. And here's the thing, when they're coming off a stunt, it's up to everybody else to do their job, right? And right here, you're going to see everyone does their job right here on 3rd and 9. Watch DJ right there. Here he comes, right? He's going to loop around. And essentially a wide open lane for him to tackle the quarterback. So like I said, I watch his tape. I'm just, yeah, he's got good closeout speed. But as an edge guy and that 3-4 defense, I don't know, man. I really don't know, to be honest with you. Next one to look at is Barno. Now, Barno's not as much as a question mark when you look at his highlight tape. But Barno right here, 6'6", 245. 6'6", 245. And look what he's running. Man, what? 4.37? No. And we can't find a way to use this man right here. 4.3. We got to put DJ or Barno on the offensive side of the ball. Put him at tight end, man. I mean, he's 6'6", 240. All right. DJ. Whoa. Do we put DJ Johnson as a tight end? Do we bring him back to that? I mean, they drafted, Mitchell Evans out of Notre Dame. I think I have his name right. because they wanted a bigger guy on the line. DJ at 6'4", 260. I mean, you might as well try something this year with DJ. Put him as a tight end. I mean, hold on. Can I go back to DJ real quick? I mean, look at DJ run right here. A 4.55. I'm pretty sure that's faster than Tremble and Sanders, to be honest with you. But let's get back to Barno. But I'm just saying, why not try DJ at tight end? You know, I don't know what you're going to get out of him from the edge position. But at this point, try. And then Barno running a 4.37 is just absolutely insane. But here's the thing with Barno. Okay, he gets to the quarterback there. What's he do? All right. Let's take a look at this one more time real quick. Inside spin move. Okay. Not bad. All right. Inside spin move again. And then right here, you're going to see him kind of locked up with the tackle or tight end. I can't quite tell. All right. Looks like the tackle. I think closeout speed just like DJ Johnson. Right? He's got good closeout speed. Here's my suggestion. Right? For what it's worth. Throw in DJ Johnson at tight end. Just give it a shot. Right? Because I don't see him lasting as an edge guy. Maybe I'm wrong. But at least Barno had a couple moves. Barno, just put him as an inside linebacker. I don't see him playing over Princely. I don't see him playing over Nick. I don't see him playing over Pat. I don't see him playing over, who am I missing? DJ Wanham. If we're being honest, put Barno as an inside linebacker, and here's the reason I say that. You have Trevin, you have Barno in there, right? You take out Josie Jewell, okay? Unless you want to blitz, whatever. But let's stick to this point right here. So you got Trevin, you got Barno in there. Do what you want with Trevin. Make him be the spy, the coverage guy. Tight end, running back, bang, you put Barno on them. As long as it's third and medium, like 3rd and 6, 3rd and 10, you put Barno, allow him to run with the tight end, allow him to run with the running back. The dude's 6'6", 240. So he's just as big as most tight ends nowadays. Maybe back in the day, no, most tight ends were a little bit bigger, right? But he's just as big as most tight ends. 4.37, he's quicker than most running backs. I mean, let's be honest, right? At this point, we got to try something, right? We got to try something. Let's go back to the depth chart real quick. So, as you can see right here, they're third string. Are they better than Christian Roseboom or Claude? Maybe, maybe not, right? And maybe, all right, let me take that back. They're not better than Roseboom. But just give them a shot to do something, right? Put DJ back as a tight end. Put Barno as an inside linebacker. Let him run with the tight end. Let him run with the running back. Try something, man. But that's going to wrap it up. Panthers Advice is out. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.